Well, good morning. I hope this finds you all well this morning. I got a story to tell you if you care to listen in on this beautiful Sunday morning. Well, this story is about a young boy about 14 years old, and his father had bought him a motorcycle, a little Combat Wombat Hodaka 90 for y'all bike enthusiasts. And they lived right down the road from the foothills in California and the San Gregorio Mountains. And they would walk down the road about 1/8 of a mile pushing that bike. He'd go riding in all them trails up in them foothills, having a big time. And then when he got done, he'd get off of it and walk it back to the house that 1/8 of a mile. And everything was great. He loved riding that bike. Well, his dad had to go away on a trip, and he told his son, he said, "Listen, man, don't ride that bike while I'm gone." "All right, Dad." Well, shoot, it was just like telling Adam and Eve to stay off that tree in that Garden of Eden. His daddy probably wasn't out of that parking lot 5 minutes before that boy was on that bike, right? So he walked that bike right down to that trail, got on it, and rode and had a big time. And then when he got back, he thought, there ain't no reason why I ought to push this bike down that road. I might as well just go ahead and ride it. Although his dad had told him, don't ride the bike on the road. Well, he no sooner come over that curb, the neighbor had been watering his yard, and that street got wet. So when he accelerated that accelerator on that bike, the back tire spun out. Well, he went one way and the bike went the other. He went sliding across the neighbor's grass. He didn't get hurt, but his bike didn't fare as well. It hit a telephone pole head on, and sure enough, them front fenders, they bent big time. So he grabbed a hold of it and drug it home and throwed a tarp on it. He figured there ain't no sense in telling anybody right now, right? Because I'll just get in trouble twice. So he went on about his business. A couple of days passed, his dad got home, and they were sitting around the dinner table. Dad always would bring back gifts, Well, he gave his sister a nice little jewelry box. Gave his brother a baseball glove. And he looked right across the table and he said, "Son, what are we going to do about that motorcycle?" Man, that boy's heart skipped a beat and his whole body went to shaking. He didn't say anything, and his dad says, "Well, son, we can do one or three things. I can just take you out back right now and we can take care of it. Or I can just put you on restriction for the rest of the summer. Or," and he reached in and he grabbed this little bitty jar, and inside that jar was these peppers, And he took the lid off of that pepper jar, and I mean everybody's nose started running. He said, "All you got to do is bite one of these peppers in half, chew it up, and we'll call it even, and I'll fix that bike." Boy thought for a minute, and he said, "You know what? That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do that right there." So his daddy reached in there with a fork and grabbed that pepper and went to hand it to him. His mama ran to the kitchen to get some milk because she loved him. She knew what was fixing to go down. Well, the boy went to chewing on that pepper. Man, the more he chewed it, the hotter it got. And his eyes went to watering. So he wiped his eye. Well, when he grabbed that pepper, he didn't grab the fork, he grabbed the pepper. So now he's got hot pepper in his eye. Well, his eyes watering. His mama grabbed a rag and rinsed out his eye. Well, we all learned something, didn't we? We learned, first of all, that you ought not to be putting a hot pepper juice in your eye. And secondly, I believe his daddy learned something too. I don't think his mama was real happy with his daddy. But there's a lot to be learned from that story, right? When we got all kinds of things going on, man. We got temptation. We got discipline. Well, let me tell you what the Lord had to say about it. He said, "My son, keep your father's commands And do not forsake your mother's teaching. Bind them on your heart forever. Fasten them around your neck. When you walk, they will guide you. When you sleep, they will watch over you. For these commands are like a lamp. These teachings is like a light. And the correction of discipline are the way of life. I don't think that boy forgot too much about that for a long time, and I imagine he didn't ride that bike without permission. Well, listen, I hope y'all have an incredible Sunday. It's a beautiful day here in Central Florida. God bless you. We'll talk to you again next week.